Learning to manifest. Today I'm going to give you a quick lesson in how we can manifest. When we want to manifest things and create things into our lives, it's really important that we start to put our thoughts on these things. Now, when you put your thoughts on, it could be anything. I'll give you some little things that you can do in a minute, but put your thoughts on what you want. So if you're wanting to have a new car, you need to actually see yourself in that new car and driving that new car. Now, the key when you're manifesting is you have to get to the feeling place. So if you feel yourself in that car and driving that car, that's going to help you even more because it's going to start to send out a great vibration. And look, this can be to do with going for a job and wanting to get an interview. This can be with buying a house. This can be for so many situations. If you want to fall pregnant, see yourself feeling pregnant and how would it feel to be pregnant. So feeling is a very important part of manifesting. The other key is that you have to release your manifestations, and sometimes this is where people get really caught up. I know myself, I've always had trouble with releasing and letting things go. Often what happens is when we really want something, we get this kind of mouse wheel going off in our mind, and it goes around and around, and we just kind of can't seem to get off it. And you go, how can I stop thinking about the things that I'm thinking about when I can't stop thinking about the things that I'm thinking about? So that is one of the biggest keys in manifesting. You have to let things go. Whether you write it on paper and you put it in a drawer, or you do whatever you can to get it out of your head. Sometimes I actually picture my manifestations on a balloon, and I actually pretend that I'm cutting the string and just letting it go up to the sky. So that's an example of the way I learn to release. So releasing is a very big part of manifesting, because if you hang on to things, this is when you start to block things and you will repel things from coming to you, because it's like you can't let that go because you're scared it's not going to come to you. But that's when it won't come to you. So you have to learn to release it and let it go, and trust that the universe will actually get that to you. And the last process is, of course, you have to allow. So you have to allow these things to actually come to you. So we often block these things, and the ways that you can learn to allow is by simply meditating. Meditating is a wonderful way to just relax and clear your mind. Exercise, there's many things. Anything that's kind of going to distract you from continuously thinking all these thoughts and feelings and things that are going on in your mind about, I really want that, I want that to happen, I want this to happen. That's when you're getting stuck. So anything you can do that will help you to allow, and this is again about the releasing and just trusting. Trust that the universe has got your back, and trust that your higher mind can see things that you can't. Because we live on this 3D dimension, and sometimes we just can't see the things that our higher mind can kind of lead us and guide us to things. So you've also got to really trust that these things will come to you. Sometimes it might not happen in a day. It can take a bit longer than that, but that's fine. So what I want you to do is to actually practice with small things first. So an example is you might picture a Dalmatian dog or something as simple as that, and it might take a day or it might take a week or two to come into your experience, but that's a good example, and that'll show you how well you're allowing, because that's a time frame. So the shorter you can kind of make that time and allowing things to come into your experience and just to flow, the easier it'll become to start to learn to manifest. So you can then manifest bigger things, and things will happen like much quicker in your life if you're kind of this allowing person that just allows things to come to you at their own time. So give that a little go. Start practicing with small things. It doesn't have to be big, but you can slowly build up to these bigger manifestations, because you'll be surprised that by doing these steps in this process, you'll really allow things to come into your life. And that can be whether it's jobs, relationships, buying houses. It doesn't matter what it is. But if you can get to these thoughts, the feelings, releasing these things to the universe, and then allowing these things to come to you, you'll be very surprised what actually happens. Try that with car parks too. That's another simple one that a lot of people do. They visualize a car park right in front of the shop they want to pull up into, and they zoom straight in, and there it is when they get there. So that's just an example as well. So give it a little try. Start manifesting and see what you can actually create into your life. Bye.